Sup, YouTube? This is Big D and Shade from
Stop.
TacoYaki Anime, and we are doing our preseason thoughts for summer of 2015.
Yepers.
Yep.
There's some really good ones out here,
Yes, this
but
season
a
is
lot of like continuations for the
yeah,
most part. That's kind of summer is now being the continuation part of the year, I guess.
yeah,
Some new
sequels and
surprises too. So,
yeah.
but
So
anyways,
the first one on the list is a show that tons and tons and tons of people are looking forward to.
absolutely.
It is Dragon Ball Chou or Super.
Yepers.
This is one of the first anime that I've actually watched.
Now, I like, this is probably, I think, yes, this would actually be the first one. I started with Z. I actually did. That was probably my first anime to start with ever.
Yep.
And that was one where it was ironic. I turned on the TV when I think it was a Saturday morning. I got up really early, just turned on the TV, and it happened to be playing on one of the regular channels.
Yeah.
And it just caught my attention right away, and I'm like, oh, what is this? I have to watch it.
Yeah.
But I like how, and I'm sure there's plenty of other people out here who will say the same, I like how this Dragon Ball series is going to start right after Z.
Yes.
So they're pretty much saying GT never happened. We're moving that away. We're like, go away. No.
Yep.
Everyone flash their brains with the little flashy deal. Forget GT ever happened. Because this is actually going to be made by the guy who originally made the series.
Yep.
So, unlike GT, because he never wanted to make GT in the first place, but I guess he had enough people who were just like, we want more! They were like, okay, fine. Here's a new series for you. Enjoy.
Yeah. So, this one I also watched it, what was it, a Saturday morning? I was in, middle school? So it's probably like...
Yeah, it's about the same time for me too.
Yeah, 20 years ago? And one of my friends was actually watching it all the time, and he showed me a couple episodes. And at first, I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, like with a lot of shows, I'm like, oh, that's cool, and I completely forget about it. And then when I hit high school, I think, they brought it to Toonami.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my first dose of anime ever. It was Sailor Moon, Tenchi, Inuyasha, Dragon Ball Z, Cowboy Bebop, all the classics. And I would record every episode every day, watched it religiously, talk to people at school. Love this show.
Absolutely.
This show.
Even though, I'm hoping, and I'm sure there's plenty of other people who are also hoping, but I am hoping that they do not do what they did in the original Z and G, and I think Z and the original one, where we sit here and we power up for like 4 or 5 episodes. No, I'm stronger. No, I'm stronger. No, I'm stronger. And it's like, will somebody please beat the crap out of somebody, please? Can we make that a thing? Because, oh my God.
Yeah. And even though I watched it every day and recorded it and all that, I realized that I've only watched maybe 100 episodes out of the 291 or something like that.
Oh yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Yeah. So I knew that Dragon Ball Super was coming. I just didn't know it was coming in July. So once I found that out, I was like, oh no, everybody's going to be watching this. I'm not going to be able to escape it. So now I have like 6 weeks to watch almost 300 episodes of this show. And I don't think, oh my God, this is like the biggest undertaking. Oh my God. So I'm already 30 episodes in, and all the times that I watched it before, I watched it in English. and now I'm watching it in Japanese, and it's interesting. Uh, there's nothing cut out. Usually the case is, I guess it's always the same case, except most people that I try to show anime to, they're like, I everybody's voice is high pitched and they all sound the same. And I don't like to read. So a lot of people, that's usually something that I get from a lot of people that I try to show anime to who usually don't watch it.
Honestly, with Goku's voice, that was really my only hang up with Goku's voice from the Japanese version was like, dude, why is your voice so high? Because even Vegeta's isn't that freaking high.
Yes, with a lot of the characters, those were women. Like Goku's voice actress was voice.
Totally not surprised.
So
totally not.
Yeah, so I'm listening to it now, and it's actually on Toonami I watched everything, and then once I started watching the movies, I watched all the movies in Japanese. Mm-hmm. So I kind of got used to them, but now that I'm rewatching the whole series in Japanese, everybody's voice is a little deep, and most of them sound the same. And it's weird. I'm like, oh, now I understand what all those people are feeling like.
Uh-huh.
But 30 episodes in, now I'm actually able to differentiate the voices and all that kind of stuff. And I like it. There's a lot of stuff cut out. Like, there's this one, when Goku was on Snake Way, and he's running to King Kai's place, and he stops by that, Princess Snake or whatever. Mm-hmm. There's a part where he gets into a hot spring or whatever like that, mm-hmm. and she's peeking at him. And one part where she's like, "Hey, blah blah blah," and he just gets up and walks out of the hot spring. You just see Goku butt all over the screen. I'm like, whoa, whoa. Whoa.
You got to expect the butt, man. You got to expect at least the butt. I mean, come on. You've seen enough of the actual because I've seen the Japanese movies. Yeah. They go a little bit out there on some of those. You don't expect them, but because that was when I was younger too, and I was in high school. I started watching some of the movies, and I think it was, and I can't remember. It was one of the early. I think it was The World's Strong. No, it wasn't The World's Strongest. It was the one with Garlic Jr. I can't remember.
Dead Zone.
Dead Zone. Yeah. Where all of a sudden, Gohan got drunk.
Oh, because he ate that fruit or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, you just see him. He's peeing off the side of the castle or something like that.
Yeah.
And you're like, really? Was that necessary? I mean, yes, we understand drunk people can do that sometimes, but really? Why? Yeah. But it should be interesting. I am highly looking forward to it, as I'm sure are a ton of other people.
Yeah.
To actually get a Dragon Ball series from the original creator and hopefully have it follow a better... honestly, almost anything could be better than GT in that sense.
Yeah. Because
GT is just... They just decided just to throw everything out the window and just everyone becomes just mega super power, whatever. And it's like, come on, really? But anyways.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. But once I catch up. So I'm going to power through these hundreds of episodes.
Better jump on it.
And I probably won't make it in time. The season starts. But... when the next season starts, I'm gonna be like la 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 la.
I'll be doing it all the time. Hey, Big D, guess what happened? Guess what happened? Did you see that? Oh, that was amazing.
Well, yeah. So really looking forward to that.
All right. So next one that I shall talk about. It kind of goes along with. One of the ones that we mentioned before about watching right now, the dungeon one, which is Rokka no Yuusha.
Yeah.
It's another fantasy world setting. If y'all haven't guessed, I kind of like those. And honestly, it looks like I know some of the characters kind of seem to me like what was the problem children are coming from a different world.
Mhm.
You got some characters kind of look similar to that. So it has a good looks like a good amount of action into it. So I mean, trailer's kind of short for it, so it's hard to say, but the storyline seems like it should be interesting.
Mhm.
You know, six heroes saving the world. You know, and each one of them has different powers. So we'll see. There
Yeah,
again, you know.
yeah. I think they said that this one was there was a some evil guy, and he wakes up, and they have to gather six. They have to gather six heroes to meet and defeat that guy. But then
Mhm.
seven people show up, and they think that one of those guys is
The
the
enemy.
bad, yeah, the enemy. So I don't know. I think that is hilarious. Uh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I just like that premise. So like, okay, that sounds funny. Uh,
Yeah, funny, and then you know, hey, again, the action does look pretty cool. So
mhm. And then looking at the trailer, the animation looked great,
yes.
and I was like, I gotta figure out who's doing this. And it's a studio called Passione, and the only other show that they have done by themselves is Rail Wars.
Hmm.
And I watched a couple episodes of that, and I liked it, but I didn't really see them as like high quality animation like my favorites. But looking at this show, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, they're really amping up their game on this one because even all the characters, I mean, they have so much detail in each one of the characters, and even the backgrounds and all of the places they seem to go to are highly detailed and such. So,
See, the next show that I have is Durarara 2 Part 2.
oh yeah,
Oh my god.
you know, and as a lot of people said, the last season for it seemed like it was kind of a setup for what was to come. You know,
Yes.
there wasn't really necessarily a lot to, I guess, finish in that series. It was just like, well, here's the filler until we get to everything that's about to take place, pretty
Yeah.
much.
I know last season we were well when the second season ended, we were just excited about what happened.
Oh yeah.
And I'm glad that I'm starting to forget some of it because of all the other shows that I'm watching. So when I come back, it's just gonna be refreshed, like just oh, I remember that. Oh, and this. Oh, so
Now, don't do what you did last time and forget
oh
everything though. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that.
no, that was what
I think it was only 2 seasons it was in
three
between.
3 year gap? No, between oh no, with part one and part two, there's only one season gap. But between Durarara first airing and this one, there was years.
Really?
So,
I think it was
yeah,
that long. Oh well. Maybe
yeah.
I'm wrong. I forget those things sometimes.
Even though we're talking about it now, like so that stuff's flowing back. I want to be surprised. Uh, all I know is that I can't remember if the adults were getting into it because there's the groups with all the kids doing stuff. And yeah, I think the adult. Ooh, I'm getting excited again. That very last scene reminded me.
Hmm.
Ah,
Oh
oh
yeah.
God! Start now. Yeah, with this one I might do watch 2 episodes at a time because uh, unless I can't hold it in because I don't know this I love this show.
Oh,
I've
absolutely.
I've loved this show for so long.
I mean, here again, this is definitely a show that had a very unique and interesting premise.
Yes, and I didn't realize that there was a lot of characters that didn't really play a big part, and then now they're like, hey, let's give this character some story.
Yeah.
Intertwine it with that character. And now I'm like, oh, this is so good.
All right, so I guess moving on from that, I don't know how I'm gonna butcher the whole name if I try to do the whole name, but it starts with gate.
Yeah.
So this one really, I seems like I'm introducing all the fantasy ones. I guess fantasy is the title, the theme for the summer season or something. I don't know, but regardless, so basically this one deals with a portal opened up in Tokyo, and some monsters poured through. And in order to try and figure out what's going on, they actually sent a group of soldiers into through the portal to try and stem the monsters from coming in or potentially try to close the portal. So you have it's really interesting and cool on its own because now you have fantasy and magic mixed with modern day technology because you have tanks and guns and RVs, military things mixed in with dragons and magic and bows and arrows, and all these other kind of cool things. So I really think this is a cool premise. I'm hoping it almost seems like it has the potential for being comedic, but I hope this does not end up being that way.
Yeah.
I know this has a manga adaptation from it, so I'm not 100% sure what the manga was from or how well it was portrayed if it does something like that, but I'm hoping that this takes itself seriously because it seems like it could be one that would be really well done if it did.
The trailer is animation in it. Well, I saw a lot of CG, which was I don't know. It's
Yeah, and I'm always iffy on CG. I've yet to see, well, I take that back. Like Appleseed I was cool with.
mhm.
But I've yet to really see any other CGs, and there's been plenty of them out there, but I've yet to see any CGs that I've really been like, that looks good, or that looks all right. But at least it's not complete CG,
Yeah.
and I appreciate that.
Yeah. So I know when the trailer starts, it shows the tank, and at first I was like, "Oh, CG tank," and then more CG tank, and then more CG tank, and then an ogre, and it was like then an ogre, then a CG tank. And I'm like, "Wait, what was that?"
Did I miss something here? Was there, what happened?
And then they started bouncing back and forth between the military stuff and the other stuff, and then I read the synopsis, and I'm like, "Yes, I'm liking the premise for this."
Yep.
It's done by A1 Pictures, which have done a lot of my favorite stuff, like
Mhm.
Sword Art Online and Fairy Tale and Blue Exorcist and stuff like that.
So
So,
at least you know that they have the whole fantasy potential thing
yes.
down to a good point. So
Yes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I trust A1, so I'm going to go ahead and let them do their thing.
oh, absolutely.
Now, going from complete fantasy to a somewhat realistic show, this is a show called Gangsta.
I think I'm gonna let you have this one because I'm not even sure I necessarily would appreciate this one.
So I saw the trailer for this and I am interested in it because based in reality, like this is a mafia anime. Um, it is takes place in a city that's run down, crime everywhere, and there are a couple of different mafias going against each other. And I'm guessing the police are trying to crack down on both of them, but whenever there's huge groups like that, it's basically a stalemate with a bunch of skirmishes here and there, and nothing's really getting done. It's just a bunch of chaos, and the civilians just suffer because of it. But in this city, there is two guys who are good at their profession,
Mhm.
and they're friends with one of the people in the police, and she usually has them. Actually, no, the two guys, and I'm not sure if they're like mercenaries, and they kind of bounce from one gang or one mafia to the other. Is they're good at what they do. So people would hire them. They're like, I really don't want to do this type of job. I can't do it. I don't have the skills for it. So let's call so-and-so, bring them in, and they'll take care of it. So they're basically like the two dudes that you call to clean up everything.
They're the cleaners.
Yeah. So they happen to be friends with somebody in the police force. And all of a sudden a new gang comes in and I guess starts making a mess of everything. And that lady from the police calls those two guys because she's friends with them and has them come deal with the new gang that shows up. Except they come in, they're like, oh, we got this. And things go crazy. Just by, I couldn't tell from the trailer because the trailer, it wasn't subtitled, so I couldn't tell what was going on. All I know is that the animation was good because, what is it? It's made by Man Globe, and they're the people who did Dead Man Wonderland. So it has that dark, violent kind of animation to it. So I'm looking forward to that, where it's more, I don't know, realistic types of animation. Not saying that fantasy's not good. It's just, it's refreshing to see something that's like realistic and dark.
Yeah.
Rather than being fantasy and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that because the story, I'm like, oh, okay, that looks cool. And animation, and it's serious. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, I really needed to reorganize my list because here's another fantasy one. But going along your same line of thing, I think this one seems to be fantasy and dark. And that would be Overlord. And this is done by Madhouse. So it is going to be all sorts of just dark and but very well done in that sense.
Very well done.
If it follows along the usual Madhouse way of doing things, but the storyline for this one is a little interesting, and it almost seems like what Sword Art and Log Horizon was, because story takes place in 2138 when a virtual reality game is booming. And basically, it's quietly shut down one day, but one person decides not to log out, and then
nowhere.
Yeah, this is my game. What are you talking about? Well, I can't say I blame him. I really can't. But and he's then transformed into the image of a skeleton and is the most powerful wizard. And the world continues to change. NPCs start to feel emotions, and having no place in society, he strives to take over the new world. So it's an interesting take on it. And I kind of hope, and I don't know how well they're going to do this, but I kind of hope he ends up playing, especially with the way he looks, because he looks freaking wicked and dark and evil looking. And even his compatriots that they showed in the trailer look freaking dark and evil looking. So I'm kind of hoping it's a rarity that I see these in any type of media, but we have the bad guy as kind of the good guy. I like seeing reverse roles. I like seeing from a different angle, a different side and stuff like that. So I'm a little interested to see how things play out and what they do with it, because just from the trailer, it definitely, just like you were saying with the last one, this definitely looks dark.
Yes.
And by God, does the main character, the skeleton, I mean, even when we watch that trailer, I look at him going, wow, dude. Yeah, you could be an overlord, because wow.
Yeah. So, with this one, you see, they kind of just introduce the main characters. Like, one person will talk, the next person will talk, the next person will talk, the next person will talk. And then you see this army of skeletons. And when you see each of the characters, you think that they're kind of introducing the villains because of the way that they look.
Yeah.
And then you see an army of skeletons. So I'm like, are we looking at all the bad guys? Or were those the good guys and the skeletons are the bad guys? I don't really know. It does look cool. I like how it's a another twist on the whole stuck in the video game thing, except he's not really stuck. He's just like, I ain't going nowhere. And I like how, I don't know, it's like everybody else is gone. This is just him. This is his world.
Yep.
And he's playing the game. I guess he's like playing the game like normal. And then all of a sudden certain NPCs will just start talking to him. And he's like,
Well, I don't know if he is like actually still playing the game or if he actually just all of a sudden is now in the game.
okay.
If they do it the way that they've been doing with the other ones, I mean, he could just all of a sudden some weird thing happens and all of a sudden he's no longer in the real world. Now it's just the game and that's it.
Look, you have 6 hours to get out of the game and we're shutting it off. And he's like, shut it off. And he's like, I can't log out. Oh, well.
Well, it kind of sounds like he wanted to just be like, screw you, I'm in the game. But yeah, I mean, I hope they kind of do it as that kind of way where I hope they do it where it's not him like in Sword Art where it was a people were still in VR but they were still doing stuff like that. I think I kind of hope they do it more like the way they did with Log Horizon, where it was just they're in the game.
Yeah, there's no real life side to it.
Yeah, I mean they kind of bled that through a little bit, but at the same time, it's like their life now became the game, and I'm hoping the way that they're doing it here that ends up being the case. And I'm also hoping, just from what they said, that it's not going to be just based upon like forming the new world and seeing NPCs become real. I'm hoping that they kind of make that a kind of a footnote out to the side and you kind of see that as like the action and all the crazy enough of the actual story progresses and whatnot. Because I can kind of see maybe they might put too much emphasis on, oh, the NPCs are becoming more human and whatnot. I'm like, no, that's cool and all, but we've kind of done that. We've been down that road. Let's kind of go into the action sequences with that because you can do some cool stuff there. So I hope.
I'm looking forward to it. It looks cool. CG skeletons. I'm like, but oh well.
Yeah.
Seeing the next show, it's a little. I don't know. It looks really, 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 really cool at first, and then I'm like, I don't know. But it's called God Eater. The show is made by Ufotable and a studio called Old Codex. Ufotable I love because they're the ones who are redoing Fate Stay Night. They did. They started out with Fate Zero, then they're doing Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, and they've done the Fate Zero They've done the Fate movies, and then they're gonna be doing Heaven's Feel later. So I love all those. The animation is absolutely gorgeous, and they've also done the Kara no Kyokai movies.
Mm-hmm.
And those are also gorgeous. I've only seen the trailers for those, and I've seen the first movie, but animation style, it is gorgeous. The beginning of this trailer, it was amazing. Like,
oh, yeah.
it led you in. You see this giant room and like claw marks all on the walls. You're like, oh man, are we gonna see who made that?
Yeah.
And they start leading you on. And then all of a sudden, something pops in and it looks a little bit different from the beginning. And it looks a little CG-ish. It looks, style-wise, it looks good. Movement-wise, it's still CG. But I don't really know what happened.
I'm really hoping with all these animes we've been seeing now that they're not trying to just go into CG hardcore. Because, I mean, it's always been something they've kind of, like, hit here and there, but I'm really hoping it's not going to be a constant thing now.
Yeah.
Because that would really... unless they can improve CG in some remarkable way, that would really irritate the heck out of me.
I've seen it done well. Like, even this season, there's a show that they've two shows where they've done it well. It's just they use it for like crowds and backgrounds. Like if they use it for background stuff, I can use like it'll be a school scene and you be the main characters going blah 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 blah. And if you look just past them, you see the person like and I'm like, I see you back there. And when they use it for crowds, it looks like a bunch of clones. Like it might be a little bit different, but it looks like a big crowd of clones.
Yeah.
The skeletons that they had the CG overall, I don't know. It looks okay. I've seen it done really well.
Storyline in this one does seem interesting because, I mean, it almost seems kind of like what's going on with Seraph, where humanity kind of just broke down.
Mm-hmm.
You have this organism that comes in and is able to consume and adapt and be able to make themselves anew and just cause all sorts of havoc and destruction and mayhem.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a fighting force who uses the same sort of organic technology, I guess, in order to become living weapons to fight against them. So, I mean, it's definitely going to be an action-packed series, by all means.
Yeah. It's Ufotable, so I'm looking forward to it. It's just, I don't know what to see. I guess Ufotable's starting to do CG.
Maybe.
But, yeah, and I saw that it's doing old codecs, and I think that they are a music group.
Yeah.
So the music is going to be good. The animation's all Ufotable from what I'm seeing, and it looks like they've done, I don't know, I haven't. If Ufotable does CG, they use it for environments from what I know. And so it'll be a really cool shot where somebody runs down the hall and they like slide and the whole world shifts with them. And then the character like goes down the hall the other way. So the 3D will be used for the environment, but I never, from what I can remember, I've never seen them use CG on actual characters. And in the trailer, I've seen it used on characters, and it looks weird.
Yeah, we'll just have to see on that one.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Well, next one. Since you got DBZ, I'm gonna take this one. I'm finally going to move away from all the fantasy I've been talking about constantly introing, and I'm gonna go with working.
I've been waiting so long.
Yes, we have.
Oh my god,
for this one.
I love the show.
I mean, anyone out there who enjoys a comedy and slice of life anime, by all means, pick this one up. Watch the previous 2 seasons from it. It is absolutely the funniest thing. And the premise for it, this is one of those rare ones where the premise for it is completely boring because it's just, you're just watching them work inside of a store. Yes. And you're like, how can that be fun? Yes. But the fun part comes from the characters.
Yes.
Because the characters, oh my goodness, they are absolutely insane. I still remember just the first time the one girl and the one waitress, and all of a sudden you're like, why is she wearing a katana? What?
Have they even explained that?
No. Well, no, they did. They explained it saying that she said her parents work for a knife company. And everyone was still like, that doesn't mean you have to carry one around, and it doesn't mean you have to carry a freaking katana. So it's like, really? I mean, to everyone out there, this show is so crazy that the oddball of the cast, if you will, is actually a character who's actually normal. A character who has no, and they actually make it a point, which is the funniest thing. They make it a point to point her out and go, "I'm the most normal person here," and you're like, "Yes, yes, you are," because nobody else. You were like nobody else there, which is awesome. So I mean, the show is just if this is going to be one of those. If you've had a hard day and you need something to brighten your mood, by all means, pick this up and watch it because
Yes.
it will be hilarious.
Oh my god. If you love slice of life anime, this is a slice of life series done by the king of slice of life, A1 Pictures.
Yep.
This is a show where I've had a favorite character, like absolutely without a doubt, favorite character, top 3 girls. And she surprises me every time. Like I can't I don't know. I love this. I've been waiting for so long for this
Are you
show.
are you are you talking about Anami?
Redhead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Anami. Just poor Anami.
She's adorable, yet she scares me. I
Yes.
can't.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
And yes, she does. She should scare all men to a great degree.
Uh, and eh, I hate the person who like, and it's not even her fault.
Nope.
I'm like,
Nope.
why did you do that to her? God.
See, everyone out there, this is a true sign of a good anime when you have a person watching it going, "Why did you ruin her? Why did you do that? You made it so much more difficult. Why?" That's
Uh,
exactly right there. That right there is, yes. That's a sign of a really good anime.
yeah. So love it, love it, love it. Watch the first 2 seasons. Watch them now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everyone out there, just watch it. I don't even care. Just
Oh,
watch it.
and then also, um, there's one weird confusion. Um, they all work at a family restaurant, and the family restaurant is named Wagnaria. So if you try to work, if you if you look for working, you might not be able to find it, especially on Crunchyroll. I think I'm not sure if they finally like synchronized all the names, but um, it's Wagnaria or working, and the 3 different seasons are designated by how many exclamation marks it is. So since this is season 3, it's working in 3 exclamation marks.
Yep.
But yeah, Wagnaria working. Go find it. Go watch it now. But let's see. Another show that I am looking forward to. I'm not hype about it, but I'm very interested in it because I do like this style of show. And this one's called Sorega Seiyu. And Seiyu is voice actress. So the style of show this is one of those behind the scenes, like how the industry kind of works shows. It's a slice of life, but it's a slice of life of a person who's in the industry. So like with the show that came out 2 seasons ago where they're talking about how Anna is made, and then there was another short show that came out. It's called Manga Girl, and it's about 3 or 4 girls trying to run a manga company. And then, of course, the one that everybody knows, Bakuman, which is a 2 or 3 season show about how manga's made. This one is most likely about voice actresses because it has Seiyu in the name. Um, the weird thing about it is that it's made by Gonzo. I know Gonzo from ultra violent shows like Basilisk and Afro Samurai and Hellsing.
Oh, yes.
This show is cutesy and bubbly looking, so
Complete opposite of Helsing.
yeah. So I don't get it. I don't get. I don't know. The animation is gonna be great because Gonzo is awesome, but As far as the aesthetic, I don't. Okay. But yeah, I'm interested in this because as far as voice actresses go, you don't have one that's solely about voice actresses. You usually have it'll be about anime, and maybe one of the characters in it is a voice actress trying to get a job, but they won't focus on her. It seems like this show is focusing on a voice actress, so I'm looking forward to that.
I will be all you on that one.
Yeah.
That is not my cup of tea.
Yep.
You got anything else?
A movie.
Yeah. See, I was gonna mention that one. If you weren't, I was gonna mention that one.
Yeah, he can go ahead.
I usually, usually stay mostly on series and such, but this movie definitely has caught my eye and Big D's eye over there, which is Bakemono no Ko.
Which is, I think, the Beast and the Boy.
Yep.
Yeah, or Boy and the Beast, something.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. It's all there. It's all there. I mean, it looks really interesting. There again, set in Tokyo, as most of them are. But there's two worlds, one filled with monsters and beasts and such, and another one filled with, our day-to-day world, and they kind of collide. And one of the monsters takes the boy and makes him his apprentice. And they just kind of have this relationship going into each other. So it seems really stylized. I enjoyed to see how the trailer for it. The animation looks really well. And it seems really fun. Kind of seems like one of those quirky, slice of life type stories, but it seems to be done pretty well. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what happens with it.
Okay. So, yes, I saw the trailer and I loved it. It reminds me of 3 movies that I've seen before. 2 of the movies were made by Madhouse, and they were the Girl That Leapt Through Time and Summer Wars. Any movie animated by that group is a hands down, I have to watch it. The third movie that I love that has almost the identical style is Wolf Children.
Yeah, I didn't think about that one.
Yeah, I thought that this was made all by the same group, but actually, The Girl That Leapt Through Time and Summer Wars are made by Madhouse, and then Wolf Children and this movie, The Boy and the Beast, are made by a studio called Studio Chizu. So I haven't looked into it, but if this is part of Madhouse and they're breaking off and doing their own movies or something like that, I'm not sure. From the trailer, it looks identical to the style.
Yeah.
So because the style is so close, hands down, I gotta watch it. I'm gonna find it somewhere and watch it. So I'm absolutely looking forward to it. The one thing that's a little bit different is the people look just like the people in the other 3 movies. The beasts are different. I've never seen this style with that animation type. So this is something like, even if it was just the same exact style, absolutely gonna watch it because I love those movies. They're hilarious. The animation is great. The action is amazing, and they usually blow my mind.
Yep.
All of that plus this new style added to it is I won't give it to me now. I don't care. I'm ready. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that.
So, as we said before, this season looks like it's going to be a really good one.
Yes.
A lot of good things to look out for.
Yes. All right. Well, this has been our preseason thoughts for the summer season of 2015. You can contact us on Facebook and Twitter, TacoYaki Anime, on both of those, and we both have my anime lists. I'll put a link to those down in the description below. And we will see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye. Bye.